Hey everyone, I'm Heather Vitale for a harness racing update. George Ducharme was the first person to put a harness on 2013 Hambletonian winner Royalty for Life. And now he's putting harnesses on the champion's foals. So will the offspring of Ducharme's most famous trainee continue to put trophies on his mantle? Let's get some insight. George, before we start talking about the horses in the stable, I need to get a little bit of a background. Give me some Ducharme history. Where are you from?
I'm from Massachusetts. I grew up in the town next to Foxborough back in the 70s. I was a teenager. My family owned some horses, and we used to go to Foxborough all the time back when Jimmy Doherty, Billy O'Donnell, all those guys were there. I got interested. I started hanging around the track, and that was my interest. I got drug into the business. I enjoyed it, and here I am 45 years later, still doing it.
Oh, I love it. Just a kid at the track.
Yep, that was all, just a kid. I started hanging around, mucking stalls, and picked up what I did, and it's worked out great for my life so far.
So you're here at Spring Garden Ranch during the winter time. Then where are you during the summertime?
In the summer, I go to Vernon Downs, because most of the horses I've had in the past have all been mostly New York sired. And that's centrally located. I can travel around the state to all the different tracks to race.
You have got, what do we have, 35 horses, 2- and 3-year-olds only.
Only 2- and 3-year-olds. We run them through the sale after their 3-year-old year, unless there's something exceptional and we decide to keep.
So we're going to break it down a little bit. We've got 9 3-year-olds here with 26 2-year-olds.
Correct, 26 2-year-olds. And this is the first year in a while I've got 6 pace and 2-year-olds.
So you have 20 trotters, and we really need some dramatic music here because it's been about 15 years since George has had Pacers, so dun-dun-dun-dun. So tell me, how did you end up with the Pacers?
I had some owners that bought a couple Pacers. Kenny Jacobs bought one, and I had a couple homebreds that were sent to me. And Wanda Policini asked me to take her homebred Pacers, and I gladly accepted, and so we're back at that also.
And did you have to go out and buy hobbles or what?
Yeah, I had to reach out and buy a little equipment. We didn't have that stuff. What I had was a little too old to be using now.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so we're going to go over some of your 2-year-olds that we took a look at today. Your Royalty for Life. Now, of course, Royalty for Life, your wonderful Hambletonian winner, 2013. How do you like his babies?
They're really good. I'm really happy with the crop so far. He stamped a lot of them. They're long-legged like he is, and they travel a little like he is. So I think they're going to be all right. I got 3 that are really standing out to me right now. The other 3 are a little behind, but they're just a little growthy, and I'm giving them time.
What have other people told you? I mean, you know that people are coming up to you, right, and saying, I have a Royalty for Life.
Yeah, the ones I've heard from people, everybody seems to say they're okay, and they like them so far. So we still got a long way to go, but as long as we still like them in March, I guess they got a chance for June.
Absolutely. So let's take a look at a couple of them. First of all, one of your colts is RFL's Lord Command. He's a homebred.
Yes, he's a half-brother to a horse I raced the last 2 years in Muscles Jarrett in Pennsylvania. He made about $350,000. So he's acting like a pretty nice colt so far. More in the mold like his brother was, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed on that one.
Now we've also got a couple fillies we want to check on here. Angel for Life, she's also a homebred, and I noticed she's a January foal.
Yes, she is, and Paul Fontaine owns her 100%, and when she was raised at Tara Hills, they said they were happy. That was one of their best yearlings that they had up there, conformation-wise and everything. So she's done everything I've asked her to do here, so we got hoping on that one also.
And the other filly we want to touch on is, well, her original name was And Now She's Royalty, but now you have called her or renamed her Queen for Life, $35,000 from Lexington.
Yeah, Paul was out of Lexington and picked her up, and he renamed her, and I'm a partner, and Jim Winsky's a partner on her. And she's doing everything really good, too. Like I said, I'm pretty happy with those 3 so far.
Okay. We're going to talk about a couple other ones. One other trotter you have in the barn, Precision, a Muscle Hill, who actually is a half brother to Royalty for Life.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he's a big, strong colt, and he acts a lot like his brother did. The mares had a few fillies that were just so-so. They just weren't what he was, but this colt's acting like he did training down.
Now we're going to check out a couple of the pacers. A colt, Twinbee Roll With It, who has been renamed Chateroll.
Yes, yeah. Wanda renamed the horses she bought at the sale, and so that's the name she gave him, and he's been an excellent colt. He's done everything really nice. I think he's got a chance to be a pretty decent horse.
The filly that we want to mention is Natural Disaster. She's a homebred, a rock and roll dance.
Yes, it's a rock and roll dance. A friend of mine, Heather Reese, raised him. I brought him down here and broke him. She's been doing everything excellent so far, too. So hopefully for her sake, it's her first one out of her own mare, we could do some good for her.
What person, present or past, would you like to have dinner with and why?
I'd like to have dinner with my brother. I just lost him in October and really miss him, so I wish I could have dinner with him.
What's the best thing currently in your refrigerator?
Probably leftover pizza from last night.
What is the perfect pizza?
Oh, it's got to have some meat on it for sure.
If you could fly off anywhere today, where in the world would you go?
I think I'd go back to Hawaii with my wife, which we were on a honeymoon and we're coming up on 30 years, so I think that's where we'd head.
What makes you cringe?
The cold weather.
What's your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure. Probably just leaving the cold and coming to Florida.
Other than train horses, what's the most impressive thing you know how to do?
That's a great question because I'm really not that handy or anywhere, so probably just keeping up with my yard at home.
And what is perfect about your life?
Being married, having 2 great kids, and being able to come to Florida every winter.
Thank you so much to trainer George Ducharme for taking time out of his schedule and having us at his stable at Spring Garden Ranch. And thank you for watching. I'm Heather Vitale for a Harness Racing Update.
Harness Racing Update is the sport's most comprehensive and trusted news source and the fastest growing publication in the game. HRU has you covered with award-winning features and commentary from some of the sport's best writers. Stellar photography, race news, results, entries, handicapping, and video replays. The industry's most comprehensive sales results and Harness Racing's best reader feedback section. And it's all delivered free of charge to your email box multiple times each week. See why HRU is the most trusted news source of the sport's most important people from all facets of the industry. Subscribe today for free. To subscribe, just go to harnessracingupdate.com and then click subscribe for free.